Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks be to God because with His permission, we can meet this time in a scientific forum to discuss one of the issues related to the cultural heritage of the Malaysia today. Before that, I would like to welcome to you to our ceremony today. Hope we all will get useful benefit from this forum. The title of our forum today revolves around the cultural heritage of the Malaysia, which is DK Barat, which is still an abstraction today. Without further ado, I would like to introduce three panelists who are no stranger to each other. Well, the first panel is Muhammad Afiq Aikal, and the second panel is Amin Usaini bin Ahmad Shah, and the next panel is Ahmad Zawi Zakwan bin Ahmad Rizal. Well, before we go to any further, let me explain first about the topic of our forum today. As we all know, cultural heritage is a legacy of the physical artifact and intangible characteristic of a group or society that are inherited from the previous generation, maintaining in the present and preserved for further generation. This heritage include a tangible cultural heritage, building, monument, book, works of art and artifact. Intangible heritage such as folk, tradition, language and knowledge, as well as natural heritage including land, features and biodiversity important. So, as the opener of this forum this time, I would like to ask the question for the first panel, Brother Afiq Haikal, which is what exactly is DK Barat?
Okay, thank you for moderator. Okay, so history of DK Barat. To unravel the true story of the Western world in Malaysia, many studies have been carried out. Historical record claim that the statue in Idance, which was highly loved among the Sims and Klantans communities from 1800 to 1940, is where the Western decay come from. Later, the name Decay Barat was added by this artist, also known as Pak Leh Tapang or Haji Saleh. A leader, Tok Joga, will lead a large group of dancers in the Lonai statue dance, which is a custom dance performed during the wedding ceremony. DK Barat also has a relationship with Kawali, a popular form of Indian culture, and has to do with DK Prophet, also known as DK Punjab, which is the Punjabi language for drama. The members of the Spiders will sing song and try to maintain the tempo by moving their bodies. They must also sing in the high register. So, Joka has a great responsibility to bring this song to life. The term used in English comes from the name given to the Sims community by the Klantans. So this is history of Dikir Barat. So definition of Dikir Barat is a state performance given in groups in Kelantan, typically juara and a super situation person lead each group. The chanting will be praised by the superstition and top juara, and you will speak after them in a very loud voice. Dikir Barat is a traditional game that is especially well liked in Kelantan Malay community. It exists in everyday neighborhood in suburb and village. There was a group led by a superstition and top juara in the DK Barat performance. Your team will follow the extent rate and given a voice in externally loud voice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for our first panel. A very compact and clear definition. Ladies and gentlemen, we certainly acknowledge that this Western heritage requires skill and talent to form a perfect Western team. In fact, this heritage can also bring the best image of the country of origin. My question to Mr. Amin: does this cultural heritage have a good effect to various aspects? Let's go, Mr. Amin.
Thank you, moderator. Firstly, Dikebara is a culture performance of the state of Kelantan that is presented in group. Each group is usually led by a tukang karo and tok juara. There is, there is an important advantage of the West in society. Among the important of Dikebara is one of the container for the Malay language to grow and develop. This is to emphasize the importance of Dikir Barat as a creative tool to improve the use of the Malay language. This event is divided into two parts, namely the Tukang Karut workshop and the Dikir Barat performance. The aim of the workshop is to introduce new vocabulary in a fun way. The performance aims to increase impression of the aesthetic value of the Malay language in an entertaining way through the performance of a repertoire of the Barat song. This method does not end like that, with us country full of heritage art can organize a Dikir Barat competition by inviting participants from abroad. This will cause thousands of spectators to be attracted to buy ticket can witness the competition while contributing to the country's finances. One advantage of Dikir Barat is that it's become the entertainment of the community in the past, which did not have TV, radio. Until day, until today, traditional activity or arts are still active in the community, and this art have not yet swallowed up. According to the time event in the era of modernization, the art of Dikir Barat become a heritage and attract young people to venture into this art. For example, participating in Dikir Barat competition in village, school or university. It was found not to conflict with the will of Syria. According to the state of Kelantan, with its nickname Mecca Posh, with that the Dikir Barat group consists of male participants only. Musical instruments such as tambourines, drum, gongs, and kerchil are music instruments that are allowed by Sharia. It cannot be denied that heritage art, especially from Dikir Barat, is an attraction for foreign tourists who are interested in learning about heritage art in Malay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks to our second panel. Based on the explanation earlier, we can see here that there are many interests at advantage to society and the economy. In Mr. Zawi's view, as a person who was born in the original place where Dikir Barat was established, do you want this culture heritage to continue to be practiced in the next generation?
Okay, thank you for our moderator is Mr. Afiq. Before I want give my opinion, I want to introduce myself first. My name is Ahmad Zawi Zakwan bin Ahmad Rizal, and now I want to give my opinion to say that I want this cultural heritage to be practiced by the next generation of young people. The reason I say that statement is because cultural heritage is an important thing in a society. This is because cultural heritage is an identity for a society. For example, the cultural heritage of performing arts such as Dikir Barat is a culture for the people of Kelantan and others. When cultural heritage is about to disappear, then cultural art activities will also be parallel to its extinction. Therefore, Various parties need to address the problem. In addition, cultural heritage has various benefits and advantages if practiced by future generations. This can help in providing experience and lessons for the younger generation. Finally, I want cultural heritage to be practiced by the younger generation because it is important to be able to preserve various heritage throughout the age. The best way to attract the interest of the younger generation in participating in the traditional arts is to organize a Dikir competition. This is said to be so because the organizers need to hold a competition for the general public. With this, it is able to attract the interest of the younger generation to participate in traditional arts. And to participate in traditional arts, in addition, this competition needs to be expanded by spreading it through the use of mass media and print media. This method aims to provide awareness of the existence of the Dikir Barat competition. This will cause many young generation to be exposed to the spirit of the competition. Then it also causes many young generation to participate in the competition. The organization of this competition should continue to be held until today. If not, the traditional art of Western Dikir Barat be swallowed up by time. This is clear from my point of view that holding a Dikir Barat competition is a way to attract the interest of the younger generation in participating in traditional arts. The next way is to make the cultural heritage of the West as one of the compulsory subjects in education at the primary or secondary school level to preserve it. Like the bamboo bend from the bamboo shoot, I say so because one of the best way to instill someone's interest in something improve education at an early stage. The general public is aware the art and culture subject are already implemented in schools, but they need to be improved with more information about the arts and performance of our society. Establish a month or week of appreciation of art and culture, especially in the West, at the national level so students can participate in related activities to learn and understand it. With the experience of participating in artistic or cultural activities, they will appreciate and embed in their hearts the love for the heritage of their grandparents. This is a way to give birth to the younger generation to be interested in traditional performing arts such as Dikir Barat. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks to Mr. Zawi for the explanation that I think is quite good. As we all know, Malaysia cultural heritage must be preserved and applied among the generation to come. This is intent to show that our country has its own unique that is capable of becoming an attraction for the entire community up to the international level. Cultural heritage should be maintained to prevent the cultural heritage of nation from disappearing over time. This is so because this culture is a legacy from our ancestors that must be taken care of best as possible so that it can be entered by future generations. All parties must play an important role in safeguarding and making cultural heritage an identity of race, country, and national dignity. Many thanks to all the panels for their willingness to share about the Dikir Barat. I would like to say thanks again to all the panels for the informative and interesting talk. Hopefully, all the participants can benefit from the knowledge gained in this talk show and share with friends or everybody about this forum. That's all for this time. I apologize if there is abusive language that I have already spoken during the ceremony just now. Indeed, the best come from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is my weakness. I hope to see you again. Thanks you for your attention and Assalamualaikum.